Welcome! Today we are looking at nutrition in plants. This is a key topic in your biology exams for SS1. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain what nutrition is. Nutrition is the process by which organisms obtain and use food. Food provides energy and materials for growth, repair, and maintenance. Plants are autotrophic. They make their own food. They carry out photosynthesis. Animals are heterotrophic. They cannot make their own food. They eat other organisms. Nutrition is essential for all living things. Without nutrition, organisms cannot survive. Understanding nutrition in plants is essential for understanding biology. Now, let me explain photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food. They use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. They produce glucose and oxygen. The equation for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight, and chlorophyll produces glucose and oxygen. Chlorophyll is the green pigment in plants. It absorbs sunlight. Sunlight provides the energy. The energy is converted into chemical energy. The chemical energy is stored in glucose. Photosynthesis occurs in the leaves. The leaves are the main organs of photosynthesis. They contain chloroplasts. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll. Photosynthesis is the most important chemical reaction on Earth. It produces food for plants. It produces oxygen for animals. It removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Now let me explain the requirements for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis requires 4 things: sunlight, chlorophyll, water, and carbon dioxide. Sunlight provides the energy. Chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight. Water is absorbed by the roots. It is transported to the leaves. Carbon dioxide enters the leaves through stomata. Stomata are small pores on the leaves. They allow gas exchange. The stomata open and close. They are controlled by guard cells. When the stomata are open, carbon dioxide enters. When they are closed, carbon dioxide cannot enter. The stomata also release oxygen and water vapour. The requirements for photosynthesis must be present for the process to occur. If any requirement is missing, photosynthesis stops. Now, let me explain the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis occurs in 2 stages: the light-dependent stage and the light-independent stage. The light-dependent stage occurs in the thylakoid membranes. It requires light. Chlorophyll absorbs light energy. The light energy splits water molecules. Oxygen is released. ATP and NADPH are produced. ATP is the energy currency of the cell. NADPH is a reducing agent. The light-independent stage occurs in the stroma. It does not require light. It uses ATP and NADPH. It fixes carbon dioxide into glucose. This is called the Calvin cycle. Glucose is produced. The glucose is used for energy. It is stored as starch. It is transported as sucrose. The process of photosynthesis is complex. It involves many enzymes. It is essential for life. Now, let me explain the factors affecting photosynthesis. Several factors affect the rate of photosynthesis. The first factor is light intensity. Increasing light intensity increases the rate of photosynthesis, up to a point. Beyond that point, the rate levels off. The second factor is carbon dioxide concentration. Increasing carbon dioxide concentration increases the rate of photosynthesis, up to a point. Beyond that point, the rate levels off. The third factor is temperature. Increasing temperature increases the rate of photosynthesis. up to an optimum temperature. Beyond the optimum, the rate decreases. The enzymes are denatured. The fourth factor is water availability. Water is a raw material for photosynthesis. Without water, photosynthesis cannot occur. The fifth factor is chlorophyll concentration. More chlorophyll means more photosynthesis. Chlorophyll is affected by mineral deficiencies. Nitrogen and magnesium are needed for chlorophyll production. These factors interact with each other. They determine the rate of photosynthesis. Understanding these factors is important for agriculture. Farmers can optimize conditions for better crop yields. Now, let me explain the importance of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is essential for life on Earth. It produces food. Plants are the primary producers. They are the base of the food chain. All animals depend on plants for food. It produces oxygen. Oxygen is needed for respiration. Without oxygen, animals would die. It removes carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas. It contributes to global warming. Photosynthesis helps to regulate the atmosphere. It also provides raw materials. Plants provide wood, paper, cotton, and medicines. Photosynthesis is the most important biological process on Earth. Now, let me explain how plants obtain water and minerals. Water is absorbed by the roots. The roots have root hairs. Root hairs increase the surface area. They absorb water by osmosis. Minerals are absorbed by active transport. The minerals are transported in the xylem. The xylem carries water and minerals from the roots to the leaves. The water is used in photosynthesis. It is also used for support. It is lost through transpiration. Transpiration is the loss of water vapour from the leaves. It creates a pull. The pull draws water up the xylem. Transpiration is important for water transport. It also cools the plant. Now let me explain how plants obtain carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide enters the leaves through stomata. Stomata are small pores on the leaves. They are surrounded by guard cells. Guard cells control the opening and closing of stomata. They open during the day. They close at night. When the stomata are open, carbon dioxide enters. When they are closed, carbon dioxide cannot enter. The stomata also release oxygen and water vapour. The carbon dioxide is used in photosynthesis. It is combined with water to produce glucose. The glucose is transported to other parts of the plant. Now let me explain the role of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is the green pigment in plants. It absorbs light energy. It is found in chloroplasts. Chloroplasts are organelles in plant cells. They are the sites of photosynthesis. Chlorophyll gives plants their green colour. It absorbs red and blue light. It reflects green light. This is why plants appear green. Chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. Without chlorophyll, plants cannot make their own food. Plants with variegated leaves have less chlorophyll. They photosynthesize less. Chlorophyll is affected by mineral deficiencies. Nitrogen and magnesium are needed for chlorophyll production. Without these minerals, plants become yellow. They cannot photosynthesize properly. Now, let me explain the importance of minerals. Plants need minerals for growth. They absorb minerals from the soil. The minerals are dissolved in water. They are absorbed by the roots. Some minerals are needed in large amounts. These are macronutrients. Examples include nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. Nitrogen is needed for proteins and chlorophyll. Phosphorus is needed for ATP and DNA. Potassium is needed for enzyme function. Calcium is needed for cell walls. Magnesium is needed for chlorophyll. Sulfur is needed for proteins. Some minerals are needed in small amounts. These are micronutrients. Examples include iron, zinc, copper, manganese, boron, and molybdenum. These minerals are needed for enzyme function. Without minerals, plants cannot grow. They show deficiency symptoms. For example, nitrogen deficiency causes yellowing of leaves. Magnesium deficiency causes yellowing between veins. Understanding mineral nutrition is important for agriculture. Farmers add fertilizers to the soil. They provide the minerals that plants need. A common exam question asks you to define photosynthesis and state its equation. Here is a sample answer. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. The equation is carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll produces glucose and oxygen. Another exam question asks you to explain the factors affecting photosynthesis. Here is your answer. The factors affecting photosynthesis are light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, temperature, water availability, and chlorophyll concentration. Increasing these factors increases the rate of photosynthesis up to a point. Beyond that point, the rate levels off or decreases. These factors interact with each other. Another exam question asks you to explain the importance of photosynthesis. Here is your answer. Photosynthesis produces food for plants and animals. It produces oxygen for respiration. It removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. It provides raw materials for industry. Photosynthesis is essential for life on Earth. Let me give you a quick summary. Plants are autotrophic. They make their own food by photosynthesis. Photosynthesis requires sunlight, chlorophyll, water, and carbon dioxide. It produces glucose and oxygen. The rate of photosynthesis is affected by light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, temperature, water availability, and chlorophyll concentration. Photosynthesis is essential for life. It produces food and oxygen. It removes carbon dioxide. Plants absorb water and minerals through their roots. They absorb carbon dioxide through stomata. Practice these concepts. When you have them down, move to topic 9.